back to another YOGALATES session with me on behalf of Trinity Sport. I am planning to do some exercises to relieve any tension in our chest area, shoulders. Today I'm also working a little bit on our upper body strength and of course bring in some stretches for our hips and our back. So to start with, we are going to take ourselves into a wide-legged child's pose. So let's begin there. I have a block with me today. If you have one, it's handy for some of the movements, but not necessary either. And just at the moment, I'm going to use it here for my forehead to rest on. So just taking the hands, walking them forwards. Taking a couple of deep breaths here just to ground yourself. Bringing your inhales through the nose and your exhales also out that pathway of the body. Just one more deep breath here. We're going to shift ourselves forward onto our knees, tabletop position. So just keeping those feet hip distance wide, and if you wish, you can curl your toes up underneath you just to get the position a little bit more stable. So let's start with some cat-cow movements just to release any tension we may have in the spine. So exhale, press into your knees, engage your inner thighs, and then start to curve your pelvis in the lower part of your back. And we're going to start putting the belly button in and upwards towards the sky. And then starting to let the shoulder blades separate and pressing down into your fingers and your thumb. Just to really create this high arch position in our back. And then inhale, releasing tension from the lower back area first. Again, let the belly button lower down this time. And we're going to just look forwards and then slightly up. So keep that tension in your inner thigh there as we do this movement. So exhale, curving up. Inhale, and releasing the spine into a little bit of extension, creating length, space in this movement. Exhale up, a little bit of contraction in the center of our spine. And inhale and forwards. Exhale up. Inhale and forwards. Exhale up. Last time here, really drive down into the knees, fingers, looking chin to chest. And inhale and forwards. So releasing your right hand, just bring it out to an L shape, the side of your body. Then looking upwards here, we're going to let this right hand lift, pressing into your left hand. And then as you exhale, scoop the hand through, facing your palm towards your heart until we tread the needle, it's called. Lowering down on our shoulders and then extending that left arm right to the top of your mat. 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to just reach this left hand to our base of our back. So just push into your shoulder on the mat, stabilize, let the hand come up and just reach it round to the base of your back and then over towards that opposite hip. So really find this stretch across your chest now. 2 more breaths. And let that hand come back to the mat. So turning again, let's walk that hand until we get to tabletop position. And then neutral through the base of the back and the spine, a little bit of engagement in the abdominals. Reach the left hand out to L shape and then continue to let it rise. Look up, press into the right hand. And then as you exhale, turn the palm to face your chest and cross over to the other side, letting your shoulder rest down. 2 breaths here. Extending the right hand forward to the top of your mat. Tucking your left shoulder down away from your ear, balance on this part of your body, then raise the right hand to the base of your back here, and if you can, reach around to the hip on the left hand side, open out here and find that little stretch across your chest. 2 more deep breaths. And then just reach that hand forward, extending it along the mat again. And then as you bring yourself back around, we're going to take ourselves back into the tabletop position. So curl the toes, tuck them underneath you. Get a nice bit of strength now around the shoulders and lift to the downward facing dog. So knees straighten up and then the heels are starting to push towards the mat here. And just you can pedal them out. We're still warming up the body here. So just finding this little stretch across the back of our legs. And chin to chest, looking up at your torso here. 1 more nice deep breath. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. And then we're going to just sink the hips down and look forward and either step or jump forwards here to the front of your mat or towards your palms really. And take yourself into that forward fold position. So holding on to the ankles, press down. And as we inhale, come to chair pose. So sink your knees forward until they're in line with your toes so the hips come down, and then raise both hands up. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. And if you wish, you can take your eye gaze upwards, trying to line up your arms with your ears. Exhale, lower the hands down. We're going to take ourselves back to that forward fold again. So just really grabbing onto the back of our ankles, tuck the chin down into the chest and looking towards our knees or our shins here in this position. As you inhale, lower your fingers to the mat and bend your knees. We're going to step our left foot back here. Hesitated there, just so you can see me for this first one. So kneeling down, release the back toe here, and we're going to just send our hands in this upward direction and bend the elbows 90 degrees and start to bring this chest stretch into our kneeling pose here, kneeling lunge. One more deep breath. And then just closing these hands together here in front of the chest, elbows to touch, and fingertips are going to wrap across each other. And I want you to start to lower your elbows now on the inside of your legs. So fold forwards. And we're going to just kind of come down here as deep as we can, letting our knee push outwards on that right side. Now it's helpful if you have this block just to engage with this movement here. You can sink down that little bit further. Again, about 4 breaths here in each position. And slowly release your fingertips to the back of the mat, to the mat again. And we're going to take our foot to the back of the mat. So we're in a kneeling position now again, but I just want you to shift your weight forward. So we have this 3/4 press up. And then I want you to bend your elbows and just lower your chest and chin as if you're coming down to the mat, and then exhale and push away again. Work into your triceps. Exhale, push up. Inhale and down. Exhale and up. And the elbows are quite close to your ribs all the way through this movement. So we have 4 again in total. Just 1 more to push through there. Keeping your abdominals engaged in this movement. And then just taking your toes, tuck them underneath you again, and we're going to lift to the downward dog. So we're getting ourselves ready here for this other side. So pedal out your feet again, hip distance apart. Taking about 5 breaths in total here in this position. And then finding a little bit of stillness in that asana there. I gaze towards the belly button. Torso towards the thighs. And then release at the knees, sink down, look forward and either step or jump forward to the palms. Feet together, forward fold, and down we go. Bend the elbows out, try to get a nice long stretch up the back of your legs. And inhale to chair pose, reach the hands out in front and above the head, lining up the inside of your arm with your ears, and sink those hips down. Try to find the balance in your whole foot. And if you can, look up. A little bit harder for me to talk there in that position, so just keeping my neck neutral here. Exhale, lower the hands down and then take yourself back to that forward fold position again. Just straightening out the knees to wherever is comfortable for you. And working on the right leg this time. So fingers down to the mat, bend the knees and step long back with your right leg. Lower the knee and release the back toes, so we have the flat of the foot on the mat. We're pressing into the front foot here, pressing into that back leg as well. And then inhale to the cactus arms. So arms are up and then bent at the elbows to this 90-degree bend, okay? And just really expand the chest there. Send your elbows pushing to the mat behind you. And just try to, on that left leg there, really engage the glute muscle and find the stretch then in your right hip. As you exhale, we're drawing these elbows to touch together in the center of the heart and linking the fingers. And then you're going to fold forward, bringing those elbows in the direction of your mat. Nice deep stretch here, and use your support if you have it. If not, maybe you want to support yourself with your hands on the ground. That's okay. Just stay here for some deep breathing. 4 nice strong breaths. And release the fingers to the mat again. And again, we're going to just step this left foot back and kneeling in that position and shift the body weight forward. So we have our nice pillar from our wrist to our shoulder here, and then bending the elbows lower down to this 3/4 press up. Exhale, push up. Inhale and down, elbows just kind of touching off the side of our rib cage. Exhale up. Inhale and down. Keep your whole hand connected to the mat. Try not to lean out on that baby finger side. Push down with your thumb. Last one. Inhale down and exhale, pushing up. Good stuff. So back to the downward facing dog. 5 breaths here, and we're going to just try and find some stillness in our asana here. Focusing in a little bit. So we just worked the right leg there, and we're actually, when we finish our chair pose next time, we're going to use that right leg again. So I can see you here on this revolving lunge movement. And just sinking the hips down, bend the knees and step or jump forward, and then forward fold, feet together and push down. Sweet, lift your kneecaps up so you feel the stretch. Thighs are tightening on the front of your quads. And get ready for chair pose. Send the knees forward, sink the hips down to a squat position almost. And inhale, lift the torso away from your thighs, lift the hands above the head, and take 5 deep breaths here. Exhale, lower the hands down, and when you're ready, fold forwards again. Super. And then we're going to just release the fingers to the mat and step this right foot back. So big long step there. Lower the knee down, and we're going to take right hand towards this left foot, and I want you to reach your left hand in front and then turn your palm up to face the sky and reach to the side. We've got this side rotation. Now, if you wish, you can work a little bit harder in this lunge position and really tuck your back toes underneath you and then lift your knee off the floor. So big deep breath, exhale and lift. So staying slightly longer here, we're just doubling up the breaths. So also, if you wish, you could use this block underneath your hand if you did want to maneuver around. And you don't necessarily have to lift your head towards the sky here. Looking forward might feel more comfortable, or maybe even looking down. So whichever is the best for you right now. Really opening out through that stretch. It's also, we could change the hand position to lower that hand slightly down. I'm going to show you that on the next side here. So we're going to work a little bit harder now in our flow, Vinyasa Flow. As you exhale and bring this palm back to the mat, we are going to step the foot back, but we're in this full plank position this time. So get ready for your 4 push-ups. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, push back up. Inhale, lower down. Use that variation, the mid variation if you need it. 2 more. And 1 more. And lift the hips, downward facing dog. Super. And feet are hip distance apart, breathing for 5. Separate out your feet, enough space for you to really kind of start to drive these heels towards the mat. Bend the knees, look forward, sink forward, and jump. Super, forward fold, taking a couple of breaths here. Squeezing the muscles in the top of the thighs just to feel this little lift in our hamstrings. So contracting the front as you release the back. Inhale, chair pose. Knees forward, hips down, and reach both hands up. Lower the hands down and just adjust yourself back to that forward fold position. So I'm going to be facing away from you this time as I turn. Just listen and try and make those adjustments to make this stretch really work for you. So fingers on the mat, and this time we're stepping our left foot back. So you can already stay in this high lunge position if that's for you. If not, just lower the knee to the mat and release the foot. And we're going to just take our left hand towards the inside of our right foot and then reach this right hand in front, turn your palm to the sky and turn to the side twist runner's lunge. Good, so press into your whole foot and start to squeeze into your back leg also. You could lower this left hand slightly downwards, increasing the stretch. And then for me, it's quite comfortable to look down in this position. But if you want to look straight ahead, or if you want to challenge yourself to look upwards, go there. And then maybe sinking those hips a little bit, working deeper on your balance and stability in the hip joint. One more deep breath. Get ready here for your 4 push-ups coming soon. Lower the hand down, make a good connection in the right position here for the hands, wrist and shoulder aligned, and step that right foot back. Inhale, lower down for your press up. Exhale and push up. Support the body weight here. Try not to let your center sink down, so pull in your abdominals here. 2 more. And again, you always have that option of the knees. If you need it, 1 more. Exhale, push up. And into the downward dog, lift the hips. Taking the head slightly closer to the ground here, and the hips as high as you can there. Separate the feet as much as you need, finding your balance. Stillness in your asana if you can, your posture. And this time we're just lowering the knees to the mat and taking child's pose. So release the back feet, you can take them to toes to touch, walk your knees slightly wider and then seat back. So a wide child's pose either if you prefer. Couple of deep breaths. And slowly shift the body forward here. We're going to lie down on our thighs, our tummy. So you can keep those feet quite separated out the back there. We're going to just turn the heels slightly inwards and the toes outwards here, okay? So a little bit of work here into our chest stretching again. So we're just going to send the hands out off the mat, just into this L position. So whatever you have space for. Now for me, I'm going to just roll towards you, so we're going to start right side, okay? So start pushing into that left hand and lower your cheek to the floor, that right cheek. And we're going to just start to shift our body weight over here. So as if I'm turning to lie on my side. And just feeling the stretch here now in my right shoulder. Reaching your fingertips out. And just a couple of deep breaths there. And exhale, rolling back into the center here. Take those feet apart again. And then straighten out through the left hand, turn the cheek. And take this right hand into your pushing motion. And we're going to just stretch there into that left shoulder. 4 deep breaths. And turning carefully back into the center again. And just taking our hands back in, elbows towards the rib cage. We're going to do a little baby cobra here. So those feet are still wide, heels dropped in, and I want you to inhale and lift your chest, your chin away from the floor. And just this very gentle press here into our elbows and our fingers, very gentle. I can almost take them off the ground and still maintain that height there. So just as we work our way from the head down to the base of the spine here, we're going to just start to kind of wrap in those muscles closer to the spine. So kind of open through your chest there and pull those shoulder blades back. So we have kind of an evenness between the front and the back here, not dropped through the shoulders. And then again, kind of mid-back is pulling in here also. And then most importantly, these glutes are starting to fire on and just support the lower back there. We can press into these toes now at the back of our mat. Pull the belly button in, right? A couple of deep breaths here, and then I want you to move to hovering cobra. So we're going to just release these elbows, lift the fingers. A couple of deep breaths, breathe for 4. And 1, and just prop the elbows in underneath you, come slightly higher. Keep the hands facing forward, and we're in a little bit of a sphinx pose now here. So shoulders pushing wide again, deeper on the back bend. A little bit more weight in our forearms now this time, but all the same muscles engaged. Breathe for 4. And slowly chin to your chest a little bit again, releasing that stretch. Now I want you to tuck your toes underneath you, and we're going to go to this midway plank. So push first of all, lifting your hips to your knees or your positioning. And then 3, 2, 1, get ready to lift the knees off the floor. Once you find a nice, straight, level position, start breathing for 4. And again, reverse that, lowering your knees to the mat there. And then lowering the pelvis down. And we're going to relax here, pranam position, one of my favorite rest positions. So just prayer sign above your head, forehead just touching to the mat. So just lifting the eye gaze forwards again here. Just walk your elbows slightly back and the hands are shoulder distance apart. So continuing with this chest stretch here, I want you just to start left side, curl your heel off the floor as if it's coming towards your glutes there. And just press into your pelvis. And then we're going to just take our right hand into the center a little bit here. So just, it will stabilize us a little bit more in this position. Then release this left hand forwards. And then turn the palm out, and we're going to just exhale and bring it all the way back. Trying here just to reach towards our feet. If that's not possible, just aim there. And just going to send our hand back to its position again on the front here. And look forward, look up as if you're doing your Sphinx again. Start to just gently bring this elbow back in, increasing the back bend. And then start pressing foot and hand together. So push. Engage the glutes. Couple more breaths. 4. Pushing into your back, extended toe. Find your balance there through that position. And slowly, slowly release. Try not to spring the leg back. Very much control its release. Back to the corner of your mat. We can take this hand to the front again. And we're going to take a little prana. So lift the eyes forwards again, hands back into that shoulder distance, and just edge the elbows a little bit closer to you. And then just start to engage these muscles in preparation here. Turning this left heel in towards your glutes, lift the toe up. So bend at the knee there as much as you can. And really try to kind of press into your pelvis on that right side. We're going to shift this left hand a little bit to the center of the mat just to support us in the beginning. All right, and get ready. Right hand, reach out. And then as you exhale, turn the palm and try to take it all the way back and around to your foot there, your ankle. Yeah, and meet there if we can. Good. You can also do this from the lying down position. So you can be head down on the ground here also if that's what you prefer. And we can edge this hand slightly out to the left again and start really caging into your glutes. And allow the shoulder to stretch, pressing into this extended leg as well. Get full stability on your left hand side. 4, 3, look forward, look up. And 1, allow the leg to come down gently, gently release the grip and slowly hand back around and release the hands. So walk the hands in by your ribs. We're going to rest in child's pose this time. Very gently move to this position. We are changing the position of our back now here, so rounding it. You can lower your elbows to the mat here. Just find some nice, gentle softness through your lower back area. Just pressing into your hands, your knees back to tabletop position. We're going to just do 2 more stretches here for the hips and a little bit of this kind of upward movement for the chest in combination of it. Quite a tricky movement, mermaid, but we're going to try just to do elements of it. So let's take ourselves to downward facing dog. So straighten the knees, tuck the toes and just lift, lift, lift. Take 5 breaths here, breathing deeply now. Maybe your head is getting a little bit closer to the mat there. We're finding the strength in our shoulders. Super, and let's start with the right leg this time. Raise the leg up, so we've got a 3-leg dog going on. And I want you to guide your knee forward. We're going to take our knee towards our right elbow or wrist, and then bring the toe of that right leg across the mat. So we're kind of drawing this kind of line across the mat here. And then slowly let your leg come down, sink down. We're trying to take our hip towards our heel on that left side, walking your hands forwards, taking yourself to pigeon or sleeping swan. And just staying with this deep stretch here in our hip. So keep this depth coming into your left hip. I'm just going to turn to talk to you at the camera for a moment, but really trying to kind of sink this hip towards your heel. Make as many little adjustments as you need and breathe into that pressure point there, that right hand side of your hip. Then think about the length of your spine here. You're trying to press your tailbone back as far as possible and then reach out through the crown of your head. So the longest stretch you can find along your spinal column, the better this will feel for you. So 4 more breaths from that position. And then start pushing to the elbows and hands. We're staying in this position for our chest part now, our mermaid. So this bit, it's more just for your enjoyment factor here. But some people might be able to do it. I think it's something that's going to take me a long time with tight hips, but it's also great for just stretching your chest out here. So very gently push into that left knee and start to raise this left foot up, just like we did when we were in that supported position. And then take your right hand to the center, just a little bit more balance for you. This time we can look back at our foot when we go to reach it. So left hand forward, turn the palm outwards and just start sending it back, 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 back. And we'll try and bring those places to meet with each other. And just really open out this stretch and then try to get this hip moving downwards, glutes are engaged to protect your lower back. If you wish, you can try a bit of this balance now here and release the right hand forwards. Take 4 breaths. And slowly palm back to the ground and release the hand, release the leg, control the movement downwards. And slowly here, release the hand down. Good, so let's tuck the back toe. We're going to take ourselves up to that downward facing dog again. So one of our last dog positions here. Just get a little feel for 5 breaths there before we do anything on the other side. So staying there, I'm just going to switch around my position so I can see you for this last little bit. And then raising that left leg, all the way up. And then just guide yourself forward to the plank. Knee is coming towards your elbow, your wrist on your left side. And the toe is going across the mat and downwards. And then just release the back toe, lower the hip, just down towards your left heel there. And then start walking the hands out in front of you, sleeping swan or pigeon. I always find really nice here just to make a fist with my hands and stack them on top of one another just to support my forehead in this position. So you can really focus then to lengthen your spine. And slowly coming up, push into those hands, and we're just kind of lifting chest, chin up, and then curl this back heel up towards you. So lift it up there. And we're going to just move our left hand more to the center of our mat on our cupcake fingers. So just reaching out, and then send this right hand forwards, turn the palm outwards, and start to look back towards your foot here. Some people prefer as well to take this connection on the inside of the foot. So whichever works for you. This one, it's quite nice. You feel maybe more of a grip for this position, yeah? And just aim at trying to sink this hip down a little bit, squeezing into your glutes. And then when you're ready, take your eye gaze forwards and reach the opposite hand out. 4 breaths here. And slowly lower the hand down, release the back foot gently, hand comes forward, and just bring them back to the mat here at the same time. So tuck the toes, and we're going to sit back into child's pose position here. So back we go. Just walking your hands closer to you, sitting our hips back up onto our heels, and we're going to transition around to cross-legged position. So starting to really relax and cool out the body here a little bit. Yeah, so just taking our hands, reaching in front, and I want you to cross your left elbow over your right so they touch at that point. Face your palms towards arms. So start to wrap the hands towards each other here. And just lift up gently, try to stretch to that upper back. And as you exhale, pull your elbows towards your shoulders, tucking down. Softening through your shoulders, your upper back muscles. And back to neutral position, releasing the hands from their grip, and just send the arms wide. And just a couple of shoulder rolls there, feels natural, just to kind of work out that area in your body now, or maybe a little side to side tilt your neck. I'm just going to repeat that here on this right hand. So the right hand is coming on top of the left, elbows to touch, face the palms towards each other. Maybe this is enough for you. Maybe you're happy here at this point. You feel enough of a stretch, but if you would like to bind, you can just take those hands around towards each other and gently edge your fingertips upwards. Exhale, bending slightly forward, feeling the stretch. Travel across the tops of the shoulders now. And returning to neutral, hands back in the center, release that binding position. And relax the hands downwards. So just take our feet forwards, just heels out in front of you, and just shake those hips there a little bit. We're just going to finish the class with our Namaste today together. And just wishing you all a lovely day, very blustery day up here. It's like a tornado outside, you can probably hear it. And seat back, cross-legged position again. So palms to the center of our chest, maybe thinking of any intention that you would like to set for the rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whatever time of the day you've decided to practice, and give yourself this time to connect to your body, to your breath. Breathing one deep breath for every month of the year so far. Relax your mind, relax your body, relax, relax, relax. Namaste, everybody. Namaste. Just releasing the palms to the knees. And gently, think you're opening your eyes with a big smiling face. Thank you very much for joining me today, and enjoy.